Next stop, St. Charles Catholic, trying to close out the school's first ever perfect 10-0 regular season. And a special night for student trainer Nick Forsythe, who was stricken with junior DMS when he was just 3 years old. Dressed out for the game, and he led the Comets in the battle against E.D. White. As usual, it didn't take long for the Comets to start rolling. With pressure from guys like Smith, Cochran, and Jackson, the pass is hurried, and Jeffrey Hall comes up with another interception. Comets offense working again with the short field. And with Lizedrick Thompson in the backfield, you know what that means. Tough yards for Thompson here, deep inside Cardinals territory. Big number 33 makes it academic, plunging in from the 1-yard line, scoring his River Parish leading 26th touchdown of the season. Next possession, similar results, but different player with the scoring honors. This time, Brandon Zimmer barrels into the end zone from the 1, and St. Charles led 13-0 after the first quarter. Defensively, the Comets were up to their old tricks, just shutting down their opponents. Taylor Cochran all over the field on this night, here with the smothering tackle. St. Charles quarterback Brandon Savoy, the start of a big night for the senior, fires the touchdown pass to Chad McNeil from 4 yards out, and the route was on. About the only negative on a night like this happened next. Thompson follows his blocks, finds a hole, cuts into the open near side, but as he's tackled, an awkward landing. He knows something's not right, grabs the right knee and gets up, but actually it was the left knee. He was taken out of the game, and it turned out to be an ACL injury for Thompson. A devastating blow for the Comets, who lost their other top running back, Marcus Hall, with a broken forearm just 3 weeks earlier. So the show must go on, and even without Thompson, no let-up for St. Charles. Savoy's going to go back up top, and look at this. It's McNeil again, this time for a 27-yard scoring strike, and here we go. After a rare St. Charles turnover, the Comets defense gets it right back, when on the very next play, it's Ross Althemont. He comes up with the interception and says, "I got your change of momentum right here." You think defensive coordinator Wayne Stein likes the sound of that? How about the chest bump for Althemont? It didn't take long for the Comets to convert that into points. Savoy back to the end zone. This time it's Sammy Miller with the 8-yard touchdown catch. And look at this. I'm not the only one who got a good shot at that touchdown. So did Sammy's dad, Sam Miller. That's good stuff. Just before the half, it's Patrick Juneau showing off the leg strength, drilling the 35-yard field goal as time expires, and the Comets go to the half leading 37-0. But you think Coach Monica is going to let his team rest on those laurels? You be the judge.
The second half always belongs to who? Guys, right now in the third quarter, you got to break that wheel. You don't relax. You have to break that wheel. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
On your feet.
Let's go.
Break that wheel on 3. 1, 2, 3.
His team responded. Savoy's 4th touchdown pass of the game goes to Chris Millet. That's a 33-yard scoring strike. Savoy finished 16 of 21 for 219 yards to go along with those 4 TD passes. Still third quarter, and the Comets still racking up the points. It's Zimmer scoring his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one from 13 yards out, and it's 51-0. And finally, it was the defense to close out the scoring. It's Nick Montague with the interception, and Comet fans have seen this before. Montague's going to take it all the way for the pick 6. That's the 2nd time he's done that this year. At 58-0, about the only thing left to do, how about putting Forsythe in the game? On senior night, the young man will never forget this. He gets put into the game at wide receiver. The play goes for a short run, but on this night, Forsythe is a star. The home crowd loves it. Hey, Nick, how'd that go?
I was trying to think of what I did to Coach Ty, to make him mad. They want to put me out there right now.
What did the defender say to you?
He asked me if it was all right to hit me. I told him I wasn't too sure that, he really didn't have to worry about that.
As far as the game, a 58-0 win in emphatic fashion for St. Charles to close out a perfect 10-0 season.
But you know, it's still a tribute to your team anytime that you win 10 ball games, especially with this tough district. You know, and our scores don't indicate how tough it was, but it really was. It was not easy.
That's a great feeling. I mean, we all worked hard all year to be where we at. It started off last year in the spring. I busted my behind doing boxes right here. And I mean, we made history tonight, and it's a great feeling.
We're flying high right now, but we can't fly too high. We still got games to play.
It feels great. We were talking about it in the beginning of the season, and we achieved it, and we're ready for the playoffs.
It's a great feeling. It's a great accomplishment, but honestly, the beginning of the season, we expected to be here, so we still feel good about it, but we know we have more work to do.
When we return, 3A. St. Charles goes in as a 2 seed. We'll hear from Coach Monica and several players as the beat goes on riverparishfootball.com. The following is a riverparishfootball.com presentation.
Records don't mean anything. Stats don't mean anything at this point. Everybody's starting from square one.
Back here at Rudolph Denvo Stadium, Eric Ritchie alongside George Becknell. We advance to 3A. St. Charles, George, was #1 in the polls all year, but they enter the postseason the #2 seed based on power points. They take on Kaplan, a 2 versus 31. Man, Frank Monica has been up against it with injuries all year. He loses another one of his dynamic playmakers. Week 10 going into the postseason.
You know, a dominant team throughout the season, perhaps the best backfield in the state. Marcus Hall gets hurt mid-season. They don't miss a beat because they have Lezedrick Thompson, and then he gets hurt in Week 10. So now both of those guys will not be around for the first round of the playoffs. We begin our Comets preview by hearing from Coach Frank Monica.
Band together. I mean, you know, we don't expect to miss a beat. We expect us to be, you know, I don't think that the problem is not going to be us. The problem is going to be Kaplan. You know, so we have to make sure that we prepare for them, and we're in the playoffs and whatnot. And as we told them during the year, I mean, your program takes care of the season, but if you're going to win championships, the playoffs is what counts.
As Frank Monica addressed his players before practice on Monday, he did so knowing that he had lost another running back to injury. Lezedrick Thompson joined Marcus Hall in street clothes after injuring his knee in the regular season finale against E.D. White.
It's really unlucky to not have them. You know, they were obviously a big part of the offense. But what people don't know is that we have a lot of depth. You know, like Jeffrey Hall was at this position 2 years ago, and I'm sure he'll be back there. We'll see a lot of him. And, you know, I think we'll have guys that will be able to step up.
We've just been dealing with the best way we can. Play as a team, stay together. That's all my family. Everybody just got to stay hungry. Play their part. Don't try to do too much. Stay within themselves.
Outside of the injuries, the Comets roll into the playoffs on the heels of a defense that recorded 6 shutouts during the season, including 4 in a row to close out the year. But numbers don't mean that much at this time of the year to Coach Monica.
Your record doesn't matter now. Everybody's 0-0. It's sudden death. I mean, you either win or you collect basketball gear and go to basketball right after this. So I think everybody understands the importance of being in the playoffs, and records don't mean anything. Stats don't mean anything at this point. Everybody's starting from square one, and that's a big thing with us.
George, St. Charles goes into this game with a 10-0 record. They had 6 shutouts this season, 4 in a row to end the season. Defensively, they'll be challenged, though, with that wing T.
Teams in our area don't see offenses like the wing T much that Kaplan has, but at least St. Charles did have a chance to go against variations of that offense because both Bruley and St. James play versions of that this season.